Hello dear students. Today I am going to explain you the concept of reported speech or direct and indirect speech. We also call it direct or indirect narration, and this topic is a very important topic for class 9th and 10th both. So while I will be explaining it, you will be listening. Try to read the text as well, and I suggest you to keep your phone in flipped position in horizontally so that you can see the full screen view. Okay. Reported speech, direct and indirect speech. I hope you have had some idea in your previous classes also about this topic. Now, what is reported speech or direct and indirect speech both? In simple terms, these are two different ways of stating some words spoken by a person. Means we can report some words which are spoken by the speaker into different ways, which are direct and indirect. When we quote the exact words spoken by a person, we call it direct speech. Example: Sohan said to Mohan, I am going to school. Now here you see the exact words spoken by Sohan are written within the inverted commas. There is no change at all in the words which are said by the speaker here, Sohan. So this is direct speech. And when somebody else or when you are reporting, you are telling what Sohan said, this will become the indirect speech. Now, before we understand the concept, two things you need to understand. These are reporting clause and reported speech. Now again look at the sentence. Sohan said to Mohan, I am going to school. Here the words which generally come before the inverted commas are called the reporting clause. Means the part in which the person is reporting, the person is telling. Here Sohan said to Mohan. This is reporting part. So this part is reporting clause, and the verb in this part will be called reporting verb. And what is the verb? Said. So said is reporting verb. And the words spoken by the speaker here, Sohan, which are put inside the inverted commas, are called the reported speech. I am going to school. This part said by Sohan. This is reported speech. Now let's talk about the rules of changing direct speech to indirect speech. First of all, in the indirect speech, no inverted commas are used. So first thing, whenever you convert a direct sentence into indirect, what will you do? You will simply remove all the commas, all the inverted commas. Secondly, sometimes we use conjunctions, that, if, whether after the reporting verb. Then the first word of the reported speech begins with a capital letter. Remember, we always start it with a capital letter. Then the tense of reporting verb is never changed. Means the verb which is outside the inverted commas, reporting verb like said or says or will say, whatever tense it is, it will always remain same. And then the reporting verb changes according to the sense. It may be told, asked, inquired. Remember, verb can change, but verb's tense cannot change. You can say in place of said, it can be told, but remember both are past tense. Or it can be asked, it can be inquired, depending upon the sentence, but tense is not changed. Now there are some words which express the nearness, which express the time, or there are some auxiliaries like helping verbs which always change. Now here is a list of those words. You can find it in your textbooks also. We always change them. Now this becomes that, there becomes those, now, then, here becomes there, today becomes that day, tomorrow becomes the next day, yesterday becomes the previous day, or you can also say the day before, and for tomorrow you can also say the day after. In the same manner, last night will be changed into previous night. Now the auxiliaries can will change into past form could, may will change into past form might. In the same manner, shall, should, will to would, and ago will change into before, just will change into then, and come will change into go. So there is a list of these words which always changes when we convert from direct to indirect. Next thing comes how we change the tenses. If the reporting verb means the outside verb, outside the inverted comma, if it is in present or future, then the tense of reported speech is not changed. Remember, the change only occurs when it is in past tense. When the reporting verb like Sohan said, it is past tense, then only the inside verb's tense will change. If it is present or future, the tense will remain same of the reported part. Like example, see, Satish says, I am flying a kite. Indirect will be Satish says that he is flying a kite. Here Satish says, it is present tense, and inside verb is I am, it is present tense. So in the indirect also you see Satish says that he is flying. Am flying present tense, is flying present tense. So tense is not changed because outside verb is present. In the same manner, future, Satish will say I want a glass of milk. Satish will say that he wants a glass of milk. Want present, wants also present. Tense is not changed. Now when we change the tense, it is only when our reporting verb is in past tense. Like in place of will say or say, there is said, only past tense. That is the only condition. Now how we change when we have the past tense verb in reporting part. Now these are, again you can see the list in which tense what changes occur, like simple present tense changes into simple past, then present progressive or continuous will change into past progressive or past continuous. Similarly, present perfect will change into past perfect. So all present are changing into past, and when it is already past, like simple past, it will change into past perfect, remember, and past continuous will change into past perfect continuous. Progressive or continuous are same. So what the actual logic is, the change of tense is, it is coming one tense back, one corresponding tense back. Like present is coming back to past, and if it is already past, it is coming back to past perfect. Now you can see, if it is already past perfect, so it will remain in the past perfect because there is no more tense before past perfect. Remember, past perfect is also called earlier past. So before past is earlier past, and that is past perfect. Now there are some exceptions. Even when we have a past tense verb in reporting part, even then we do not change the reported verb. When? Like when our sentence is a historical fact, it's a universal truth, or a habitual fact, means the statement which is telling about a fact which is always true, which will always remain true. In that case, we will not change the tense. Examples will make it clear. The teacher said the first World War started in 1914. So it's a historical fact. The teacher said that the first World War started. You can see started. Both are same tense. Tense did not change here because it's a historical fact. Otherwise, according to the rule, it should have been the World War had started. It is already past, so it would go to past perfect. But here it is a universal fact, historical fact. That's why the tense not changing. Again another sentence, he said the sun rises in the east. He said that the sun rises in the east. Again, it's a universal truth, it always remains true. So even when we have a verb said, we are not changing the verb rises, which is present, it will remain in present, rises. uh, One more sentence, he said honesty is the best policy. He said that honesty is the best policy. Now honesty is the best policy is a universal truth, it is always uh, going to remain true, so we cannot change its tense. So these are some exceptions. Now coming to three different types of sentences which you need to know, because these are specifically in your syllabus of class 9th and 10th. Changing statements, then changing the interrogative sentences, and then changing the imperative sentences like commands and requests. These three are in your syllabus. So you need more focus, more concentration to understand these. If you understood the rules, those same rules will apply here also. Like first of all, changing statements, a simple statement, how it will change. Here one more rule you can remember, when we have said to, it's not only said but said to, that means said to whom, it is also told here. So that said to will change into told or replied or remarked depending upon the sentence. Remember, like in the example you can see Satish said to me. Now said to whom, it is also told. Earlier in the sentences we saw it was only like Satish said or Sohan said, but to whom it was said, not known. So we did not change it. But here if you have said to, then it can be told, it can be replied, it can be remarked in statements, affirmative sentences. So example, Satish said to me, I am very happy here. Indirect is Satish told me that he was very happy there. Now look at all the changes. First of all, inverted comma removed. Then said to, in place of said to, told, Satish told me that, the conjunction that is used. I am, in place of I am, he was. So Satish said that for himself, but now you are telling what Satish said, so you cannot say I am, so you will say he. And again am was present tense, now was is past tense. And last change here changes to there. So keeping all these changes in mind, your indirect sentence will be Satish told me that he was very happy there. Another sentence, Ramu said I saw a lion in the forest. Now here only said, it is not said to, so said remains said. Ramu said that he had seen lion in the forest. I saw. Saw is already past tense, so past will become past perfect, had seen. Third one, he said I can do this work. He said that he could do that work. Now two changes you see. He can past tense is could, and this becomes that. He said that he could do that work. Last sentence, Renu said to me, I was washing the clothes. Now again said to, so it will be told. Renu told me that she and I was washing, past continuous, so it will become past perfect continuous. She had been washing. Had past, been washing, perfect continuous. So this way you will change the statements. Now how to change the interrogative sentences, questions. Rule specifically for interrogative sentences are, said is changed into now asked or inquired because it is a question. The interrogative sentence is changed into a statement. Remember, when you convert it into indirect, it is now no longer a question. Indirect sentence is only a simple statement, so it will not end with a question mark. Now it will end only with a full stop, because you are person is simply with only full stop. Now if the interrogative sentence has WH words like the question words who, when, where, how, why, these words will be kept in the sentence like a conjunction. And if the interrogative sentence is a question of yes no type answer, then we use if or whether as the conjunction. Now example will make it more clear. And the conjunction that, remember here, that conjunction is not used here in the reporting clause. Earlier we were using conjunction that, but here we will not use. In place of that we will be using if or whether. Example, you see, I said to him, where are you going? I asked him where he was going. I said to him, I asked him, because it was a, where are you going? Where will you go there? I would go there. Now this is a yes no type answer, like will you go, yes or no. So in those you can use the word if or whether, both are correct. He asked me if I would go there, or he asked me whether I would go there. Will converts into would. One more example, my friend said to Deepak, have you ever been to Agra? My friend asked Deepak if he had ever been to Agra. Again, yes no type question, so started with if he had ever been to Agra. So this way we will convert the interrogative sentence. And at last, how we change the commands and request, means imperative sentences. Now again, depending upon the sentence, in place of said, what we can say commanded, we can say ordered or told, allowed, requested, whatever. Then the imperative mood is changed into the infinitive mood by putting to. In imperative sentences we do not use to, but when we change into indirect, its mood no more remains imperative, and we do it by adding to. Example, I will make it clear. And in case of negative sentences, the auxiliary do is dropped and to is placed after not. Like in negative sentence, if you have do or does, in indirect we will not use do or does. Like you see here, first sentence, she said to me, open the window. She ordered me to open the window. She said to me, open the window. It sounds like an order, so we can say she ordered me to open. Now we are using the word to. Open the window. Second one, the captain said to the soldiers, attack the army. The captain commanded. It's a command of a captain to the army, so you can use the word commanded. The captain commanded the soldier to attack the enemy. Next can be order, it can be request, depending upon the sentence, the mood. So here we are taking is as simple statement. So I told him to leave that place at once. I told him to leave. Last one, I told him, please bring me a glass of first request. Second is the use of the infinitive verb, that is to plus the first form of verb, to open, to attack, to leave, to bring. So these form of verbs are used here in these imperative sentences. So this is how we change the imperative sentences, these interrogative and the statements. So this is in your syllabus. I hope you understood it. So that's all for now. Thank you. Bye bye.